You're earning more than you did a few years ago. Maybe you've moved up in your career, picked up a side income, or finally reached a salary level you once thought would make life feel easier. But somehow, it doesn't. In fact, 2026 feels more expensive than ever. Your paycheck disappears faster, your savings feel thinner, and even simple daily purchases seem heavier on your mind. But what if the real problem isn't the prices themselves, but the illusion behind them? Today, we're breaking down the psychological traps that make 2026 feel financially suffocating, even for people earning more than ever. And later in the video, I'll show you the illusion that quietly drains your paycheck the most without you ever noticing. Let's start with a moment you've probably lived recently. You walk into a grocery store, you grab the same items you've bought for years: bread, eggs, milk, maybe a few snacks, nothing special. You're not splurging, you're not buying anything new, but when you reach the checkout, the total feels wrong, higher than expected, higher than what your brain believes it should be. That tiny moment of confusion? That's the cost of living illusion at work. Because in 2026, prices aren't just rising, they're shifting in ways your brain isn't built to track. And that creates a psychological gap between what things cost and what they feel like they cost. Let's break down the 5 illusions making 2026 feel more expensive than it actually is. Illusion number 1. This is the one you've definitely felt, even if you didn't notice it consciously: shrinkflation. You're paying the same price or more for less product. Smaller packages, fewer chips in the bag, thinner rolls of toilet paper, smaller chocolate bars, reduced portion sizes. Your brain sees the same packaging, the same brand, the same shelf position, so it assumes the same value. But the value is lower. This illusion is powerful because it doesn't trigger your price alarm. You don't see a big price jump. You don't feel the shock. You just slowly lose value over time. And here's the psychological trap. Your brain anchors to the old size, so every purchase feels like a loss even when the price hasn't changed. Later in the video, I'll show you how this illusion affects your monthly budget more than any other. Illusion number 2. This is the illusion that makes modern life feel heavier. You're not paying big fees, you're paying tiny ones. Delivery fees, service fees, convenience fees, small order fees, platform maintenance fees, environmental fees, processing fees, instant transfer fees, priority fees. Individually, they're small. $2 here, $3 there, a random 1.99 added to your card, a 50 cents bag fee, a 75 cents fuel surcharge. Your brain doesn't track micro fees. It's not designed to. Humans evolved to notice big threats, not tiny ones. But in 2026, micro fees stack. And when they stack, they create a false sense of rising cost of living, even when the base price of the product hasn't changed. This illusion is dangerous because it's invisible. You don't remember micro fees. You only remember the emotional weight of everything feels expensive. Illusion number 3. This is the illusion that quietly drains your paycheck every single month. You're not overspending on big purchases. You're overspending on small recurring ones. Streaming services, cloud storage, fitness apps, meal planning apps, budgeting apps, premium versions of tools you barely use, news subscriptions, pro upgrades, monthly memberships, digital services that charge you automatically. The illusion here is simple. Subscriptions feel cheap individually, but they feel expensive collectively. Your brain doesn't calculate the total. It calculates the emotional impact of each subscription separately. So you think it's only $9.99, but you think that 10 times. And here's the twist. Subscription stacking creates the illusion that your cost of living is rising even when your actual spending hasn't changed, because the emotional weight of recurring payments feels heavier than one-time purchases. Later in the video, I'll show you the subscription category that drains the most money from people. Illusion number 4. This is the illusion that modern life trains you into without you realizing it. You're not paying for products, you're paying for convenience. Pre-cut vegetables, pre-washed salads, pre-made meals, delivery instead of cooking, ride shares instead of walking, instant transfers instead of waiting, same-day shipping instead of planning, coffee on the go instead of brewing at home. Convenience feels normal, it feels harmless, it feels like a small upgrade. But convenience premiums add up fast. And here's the trap. Convenience doesn't feel like spending. It feels like saving time. So your brain doesn't register it as a cost. It registers it as a benefit. This illusion makes 2026 feel more expensive because convenience is everywhere. It's built into apps, stores, services, and daily habits. You're constantly paying small premiums without noticing. Illusion number 5. This is the illusion nobody talks about. Algorithms show you products that match your preferences, but also match your spending level. If you've bought mid-priced items before, you'll be shown mid-priced items again. If you've bought premium items, you'll be shown premium items again. Your digital world becomes a curated bubble of products that fit your spending history. So everything you see feels expensive even when cheaper options exist. This illusion creates a false sense of rising cost of living because your digital environment is shaped by your past behavior, not by actual market prices. It's not that everything is expensive, it's that everything shown to you is expensive. Now let's connect these illusions to real-life micro-stressors. Think about your daily routine. You wake up, you grab a coffee, maybe you buy breakfast, you pay for transportation, you buy lunch, you pick up groceries, you order something online, you pay a subscription, you pay a fee, you pay a premium, you pay for convenience. None of these purchases feel big, none feel irresponsible, none feel like overspending. But the emotional weight of these illusions makes your brain believe life is more expensive than it actually is. And here's the part nobody notices. Your brain doesn't track money, it tracks emotions. If your purchases feel heavier, your brain concludes that your cost of living is rising, even if your actual spending hasn't changed dramatically. This is why 2026 feels financially suffocating. Not because everything is more expensive, but because everything feels more expensive. Let's look at the data. Shrinkflation is up across multiple categories. Subscription usage has increased by over 30% in the last 3 years. Convenience fees have become standard across delivery apps. Micro fees are now built into digital platforms. Algorithmic pricing is shaping what consumers see. The numbers confirm the emotional experience. But here's the good news. Once you understand these illusions, you can break them. Let's walk through the Calm Financial Reset, the system that helps you regain control in 2026. Reset step number 1. Your brain can't fight illusions it can't see. Once a week, list every subscription, every recurring fee, every convenience purchase, every micro fee, every shrinkflation product you've noticed. This ritual creates clarity, and clarity reduces emotional weight. Reset step number 2. Instead of asking, "Can I afford this?" ask, "Does this fit my identity?" Identity-based spending is the most powerful psychological tool for financial control. When your identity is, "I'm someone who spends intentionally," your brain automatically filters out illusion-based purchases. Reset step number 3. Automate savings, investments, bill payments, debt payments. Automation removes emotional friction. It creates stability, and stability reduces the feeling of rising cost of living. Reset step number 4. Set one rule. I only pay for convenience when it saves me more than 30 minutes. This single boundary eliminates 70% of convenience premiums. Reset step number 5. Cancel anything you haven't used in 30 days. Anything you forgot you had. Anything that doesn't improve your life. Anything that charges you silently. This resets your emotional baseline. Let's return to the opening story. You walk into the grocery store, you buy the same items, you feel the same confusion at checkout, but now you understand why. You're not imagining it. You're not failing financially. You're not falling behind. You're experiencing the cost of living illusion. And once you see it clearly, you can finally break it. Because financial peace doesn't come from earning more. It comes from understanding the psychology behind your spending. And in 2026, that psychology matters more than ever.